Like I said, man, these are so I think like the media and Hollywood, maybe this is where I was trying to go with it. I'm not really sure because I kind of forgot what I was even talking about earlier. But for the ones who aren't like who fit the stereotype, for the ones who aren't into that category, there's so many that are in the smaller towns or they're doing something that there's not a huge presence of the same type of people they are. So whenever they go out and they actually have to do something else, or like they have to go, I don't know what a good example would be. I'm thinking more just like small town, but because I don't think a lot of gay people are going to stay into a small community because there's not as many gay people in those smaller communities. They're usually in the more populated like metropolitan areas. But there are some that like I know a couple of friends that they still live back in my hometown, and they just stay there. But like for the ones who are younger and aren't okay with their sexuality yet, like that's like what you said, what is still being. I think what I like about you is that you're not like in your face and like trying to be degrading about anything. You're genuine, and that's what I like. That's what I like about you. Like you're genuine to who you are, and you don't give a fuck what anybody else says. So if you and like whenever you said that if you had to go back to a smaller town, like that answer that you gave me, like I believe that. Like you're not gonna hide who you are, but you're also not gonna run away. I mean, if somebody asks, you're not gonna run away from it. You're gonna be who you are. You're just not like bombastic about it almost. So like for the one, and I think like that's how a lot of like really small town people more or less are. So like they get to see that from you, like, and I think that if they were to go do that, if they were trying to still continue to live, like let's say they don't want to go to a big town, but also like they feel alone, like you're leading by example. If you had to go do that, you would lead by example. But your answer, like I think that's pretty spot on. Like that's kind of like the way you have to live. But it's such a complicated. It's very complicated. Man, it's much more complicated than I originally thought. And I thought I put a lot of thought into this too, man. I'd been thinking about this for I don't know since
April?
not since the Waco hike. Whenever
It was April.
April 3rd. Maybe even before that. I thought I would, I guess just goes to show you that you don't know everything, but I really thought I put a lot of thought into this. And now, like, listening to you and thinking about, like, all of my friends who have come out and, man, like, I just want to go find them and give them a hug now just because I feel like I didn't do enough to be welcoming for them to know. Kind of sucks, but.